Poles believed that if you owned land, it showed stability. Without it, you were in ruin. This belief, combined with the conditions of Poland, caused the largest immigration to the United States. Historians classify them into three different waves. The so-called first wave, which is also referred to as the Old Immigration, came between 1817 and 1914, and was largely made up of political dissident and those who fled after the dissolution of their national homeland. Over 1 million came to settle in the first wave, mostly arriving at the port of Baltimore. This group is often referred to as the Zachemblem, meaning for bread immigrants, because most were peasants in Poland who did not own land and lacked basic maintenance. As early as the 1850s, some Poles referred to America as the land of the Golden Mountains. The mass movement of Poles can be seen as west to east movement within the partitioned areas, with the first German Poles, then Austrian, and finally Russian Poles. Most were young Polish men looking for opportunities to work and save money and hopefully return to their homeland. This type of immigration, of going to America to earn money and return back home, is often referred to as birds of passage. Only about 30% actually did, and the rest ended up staying in America. Some Poles risked everything to travel to America. They sold all their property in hopes of starting a new life. When these Poles entered America, they wrote letters back to their relatives about their life here. A Polish priest named Lepon founded Panna Marie by writing letters back to Poland, encouraging them to emigrate to Texas, a place with free land, fertile soil, and golden mountains. Soon their relatives came to America to join them. Some Polish people came because America was portrayed to be the land of opportunity. Others came because they were encouraged by exaggerated stories of abundant job opportunity. Most of the early immigrants to the United States settled in Texas, Michigan, and the Chicago area. Over 90% of Poles arrived and settled in communities with other Polish immigrants. These communities are called Polonia, and the largest such community historically was in Chicago, Illinois. A key feature of the Polish life in the Old World had been religion, and in the United States, Catholicism often became an essential part of the Polish identity. In the United States, Polish immigrants created communities centered on Catholic religious services and built hundreds of churches and parish schools in the 20th century. Immigrants in all three waves were attached by high wages and plentiful job opportunities for unskilled manual labor in the United States, and were driven to jobs in America mining, meatpacking, construction, steelwork, and heavy industry. Other Polish immigrants conjugated to churches. In many cases, they were the ones who dominated these fields until the mid-20th century. Since most of these men were previously poor farmers, they didn't have many useful skills in corporate America, so they took any and every job they could find. Many Polish immigrants had many beliefs and traditions. They believed that the Catholic churches, whose Saints' Day marked the cycle of the year. The Saints' Day was an annual national holiday that celebrated the saints on November 1st, or known as the Day of the Dead, where the families celebrate and remember their lost loved ones. Another tradition they had were Sunday church services. Most Poles that came to America were Roman Catholic and took religion very seriously. Another religious tradition they had was Pisanka, which is painting eggs during Easter time. They symbolize the Christ's tomb and the resurrection. This tradition is still relevant even today, even for many people who aren't of Polish descent. The Polish immigrants would also decorate their houses with paper cutouts of woodland scenes. Music also played an important role in the tradition of the Polish people. Most of the music they brought was based off of Polish folk music and reminded them of their religion and homeland, helping them feel more at home in the United States. The Poles also changed the culture of the United States by introducing new foods such as pierogies. They also implemented high-pitched roofs, which helped when there was snowfall. All these cultural traditions helped shape the culture of America even to this day.